Welcome back to Chaos Corner. Let's go to the Fink. Howard Finkel at ringside. Well, you heard it there from the Fink. The crowd is jammed to capacity. We're here in 1991, October 28th in Madison Square Garden. It looks like it's sold out to the rafters, a good 20,000. There's the advisor, Bobby the Brain Heenan, leading Ric Flair, the self-proclaimed world heavyweight champion, Ric Flair, to the ring. And as I said, with his advisor, Bobby the Brain Heenan. Now, Flair has the belt. Okay, this is going to be one hell of a match. And here's his opponent. I talked about it in the opening segment. This is 1991. Both these other men have made huge reputations in other organizations. The Hot Rod. This is going to be a good one. I think I was 28 years old at the time here in 1991. On my actual birthday, the crowd erupts as Piper comes out. At this point, Piper went from the ultimate heel to one of the biggest faces. And look at the crowd as I look at the camera angle. Again, it's the retro review here on the Guardian of Chaos YouTube channel. Follow me on all social media platforms. You know what they are. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Gab, Rumble, Parler, Getter. I do it all in the IWC, and I've uploaded at least 100 videos in the last month pushing out the content on this channel, whether it be live to tape watch-alongs, retro reviews, or my own story and career and history in the world of professional wrestling as a manager, a fan for over 50 years, and being in the business itself for over 3 decades. I'm here in the executive boardroom, the executive lounge, kicking back in the lazy boy. It doesn't get any better than this in the comforts of Chaos Corner. Rowdy Roddy Piper, Ric Flair, 1991. Here on St. Patrick's Day. I'll get this up here to YouTube, live to tape, Chaos Corner. Now that Heenan is Flair's special advisor, you see where Heyman gets it from for Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns, right? Heenan did it first. Both guys are in great shape. This was a match for the ages back then. Roddy coming out in the traditional kilt. The bagpipes were playing. And I believe this is Ric Flair's debut in Madison Square Garden in 1991. Now, somebody correct me. Follow, subscribe, leave a comment, tap that bell, because I'm on almost every day doing something, whether it's the retro reviews, the watch-alongs for different companies like AEW. I'll be covering WrestleMania, different things that I do, book reviews, video logs, vlogs, if you want to say it. Come back and watch the channel. There's a lot of information going out. But I believe this was Flair's Madison Square Garden debut. I believe. I adjusted the different angle. There's a new camera on this one. I went back to the older one. Older camera. Nice collar and elbow lock up. Flair and Piper. Listen, both these guys, not only can they brawl, but they're legends in a beautiful lock up. And you see the traditional Supermarks fans back at ringside that were just celebrated here in 2022. There's Tony and Vlad ringside at Madison Square Garden. The super fans that people are always talking about. Gorilla Monsoon, Lord Alfred Hayes in the booth, because Heenan is ringside with Ric Flair. And this is how Flair started off his career in 91 with the WWE. WWF. Which way am I looking? Piper taking it to Flair right now in the opening moments here. I don't know how long this is going to go. And I look at the placement, because I'm going through the whole card here in 1991 from Madison Square Garden. I'm thinking Flair and Piper came out 3rd or 4th here in the match card. And look, Piper just lifts up Hebner and puts him on the top turnbuckle. In other words, get out of the way. Both guys in great shape at this point. You don't get too much like this, especially back then. We'll never get it again. Piper and Flair. Let that sink in. Let that marinate as to what we're watching right now. Another beautiful collar and elbow. Flair into a nice side headlock. Rolls it around to a hammer lock. But Piper reverses it and a bitch slap across the face. Flair's down and backing up. Whoa, 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 whoa. This could be perhaps the biggest Piper has been in his career at this point. And I'm wondering if you fans could hear the surround sound. We don't want to get it too loud, although there's nobody here in the bunker, the lounge, or in the executive office. So we're good. Representing the old school American made. Check out the first segment. The first matches on here were the Texas Tornado, Kerry Von Erich, and Big Bully Busick. The match after that, I believe, was Anvil Neidhart was involved in a singles matchup on this card. Big shoulder block. Piper. Flair goes down. Piper's jacked. He's shredded. He's in great shape. Perhaps better shape than Flair at this point in 91. Yeah, you could hear Lord Alfred in the background, if you can hear him. I'm not sure. Not that you want to hear him. You don't want all that distraction. But I would like to hear Gorilla Monsoon a little bit. Gorilla and Chaos in the same broadcast booth? That would be interesting. Throw in a little Jesse or Bobby Heenan. Hey, I'll even do it with Vince. Piper in the corner. Flair. Woo! There it is. There's the big chop. Then the right to the jib. The chop. The chop. And hit Piper. Pepper and him. Come back, chop. Oh. I can't do much here in the recline. Left, right. Piper spinning back of his bang. Down goes Flair. Listen to the crowd. Flair with the face first Brody, the face first bump. And he rolls out of the ring. Smart way to do it. That's what I would tell my guy. And the Piper's following him outside. This is what you have to do if you're going to get against the dirtiest player in the game. Face first into the railing. Listen to the crowd here at Madison Square Garden. Circa 1991. We're in 2022. Face first into the stairs. Piper is all over Flair. Right there they are, right on top of the Fink. Howard Finkel. Both men back into the ring. Off the ropes. Big shoulder block by Piper. Flair is down. Step over. Opposite side. Flair with the leapfrog. And then boom, met with a right hand by Piper, who was a pugilist in his career. Think about it. We're here early in the morning. I'm amped up. When I go back to the old school, this is what it brings out the passion you could see that I have for the business after all these years, even at my age. The over 50 demographic, the old man brand, the over 50 demo god. It's me. It's the GOC. Because I tell it like it is. And I'll say that to say this. Let's get back to the retro review. Flair, Piper. Flair came out claiming to be the real world champion. Go back and do your history, your research of when Flair left NWA and came to the WWE. This is 1991 with Heenan in his corner against Piper. So Flair came out with the NWA heavyweight title at this point here at the Garden. And again, I'm pretty sure it's his debut. In the corner, again, Flair with the big chops. Nice side headlock takeover. Flair riding Piper. See, that's what you do as a champion. Roll back and forth with the headlock. Roll back and forth. Try to catch him off guard. You might get that 3 count. Both men are locked up. Let's see if Piper's going to strengthen his way up. 1, 2. And they both elevate and lift from the bridge position. Piper's going to reverse it into a backslide. Here it comes. 1, 2. You're not getting Flair like that, but simple technique, simple moves. And then something as simple as like this. Flair, bing, to the eyes. Throws Piper out. Piper right back in. Oh, these two guys are brawling. Flair outside the other end of the ring with Piper. Piper back in. Throwing each other back and forth through the ring. Hopping right back in and going to the other side of the ring. Go back and watch this in 1991. Both men are outside of the ring in the entranceway there at Madison Square Garden, the walkway for the grapplers. Flair with those huge chops back then, right there in front of the crowd. They're right there in the railings. They're actually going down the walkway there at the Garden. Flair has gone back into the ring to break the count. Piper's down and out. He's wondering where the hell he is right now in Midtown Manhattan. He said, I got it. Is he trying to get up off the hardwood floor there at the Garden? I'll agree with Gorilla. He's taken a shellacking. It's been a solid match going back and forth. Not a lot of technical moves, but there has been some. This has been a brawl. I mean, let's face it. These two men hate each other. Flair dragging Piper's throat across that top rope. Listening to Lord Alfred and Gorilla is great. Seeing Heenan at ringside as they get the camera view over his shoulder brings back memories. At this point, I'm 28 years old in my own career. I had been to early training at the school in Quest for a few weeks. I was maybe 20 or 21 at that point. Had already encountered Little Sam, a.k.a. the Tonga Kid. Ended up getting into the DOC in 85, 86, Marriage Kids, and then 88 on the road traveling WCW with my buddy Lenny, learning the business. The stories I related to earlier, got a chance to see all these guys, especially even Flair back then. Didn't meet him, not until years later at Boston Garden when he was in the WWE. But just a history of where we are at this to where we are now. This is 91. I had made that trip with WCW, made my official, I guess you want to say, managerial debut in the same year, 91, early 92, according to my bio. If I go back and look at my notes, I'm not no Jim Cornette, but I have a lot of notes. This could be around this time. Piper has Flair in the corner on top of him, boom, and just hammering away. You can hear the crowd. And now Flair pushes him straight into the referee. Even back to 91, go back to 81, 71. The ref bump has always been big. Flair comes up behind Piper, who's checking on the ref. You saw this coming. I didn't have to see this 10 times already to see this was coming. Small package by Piper on Flair. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hebner's got his head up his ass. He's out. Piper just pinned Flair. This is not for a title, but he could have had a huge victory here over the real world's champion, Ric Flair, when he came in from the NWA in 1991. But here's Danny Davis, another referee. Now Flair is in there. He pokes Piper in the eye, and now he's going at it with Flair. Piper rolls up Flair. Danny Davis with the count. Almost a 3 count. Piper and Flair are going. Both guys are a little winded. You could see it. They're coming up a little short-changed on their punches. Even the veterans, even the Hall of Famers. They look like they're getting the stamina, getting the best of them right now, both guys. Far side, Flair does the typical in the corner, up over the top rope, running across the apron, and there's Piper. Bink, the typical, both these guys known for the bink in the eye, the old eye poke, one of my favorite maneuvers as a manager. And now one of the referees is being dragged out. Danny Davis is there. Flair has grabbed a steel chair, one of the big thick ones with the foam padding on the seat, and he's going to come up behind Piper. Boom! Right across the top of the head with those heavy, thick chairs. Hebner is clueless. Davis is trying to help him. Piper's down and out in the middle of the ring. Flair standing above him, telling one of the referees, telling Hebner, let's go. Flair falls over a prone Piper. He's going to cover him. Oh, you're 2 count. Piper kicks up. I didn't remember that. It's been a while since I've seen this. We're in 2022. This is 1991. We're coming up on 15 minutes on this segment. Flair and Piper. Retro review at Chaos Corner. Sleeper hold, sleeper hold, sleeper hold. Into a big sidewalk slam. Actually, a big suplex, side suplex by Ric Flair. A nice counter. Hook the leg. Somebody's got to hook the leg. Heenan, what are you doing at ringside? Tell him to hook the leg. Instead of sitting there holding your hand, Heenan, you're supposed to be the best manager in the business. Put on the figure 4. Why is Flair going to the top rope? Terrible maneuver. Bad game plan. Piper right over there to pick him up from the top rope. Shooting star body press right across. Flair's in big trouble. Piper's dancing like he's Jimmy Valiant. Big chop by Flair. Right hand by Piper. Going back and forth. Chops. Right hands. Piper's taking them all. Heenan, you fucked up on this one. Your man should have won this match by now. And now you're going up against a crazy Roddy Piper right now who's hitting him with rights and lefts. Far side. Swinging neck breaker by Roddy Piper. Flair's in big trouble here. Listen to the crowd. They are literally in a frenzy. Now Piper's going outside. He's grabbing a chair from Lord. Alfred, get out of the way. Now he's got one of those stick metal chairs. These guys are distracted. They hate each other. I understand it. But are we going for the win here? You're trying to inflict injury. Win means money, means titles. Ooh, Flair with a nice left uppercut. I'm sorry, Piper with a left uppercut. And Flair goes right over the top rope. Jumps back up and Flair hits Piper in the jib. Here's the pin. He's got his foot on the ropes. That's it. And Flair wins. Flair had jumped into the ring after hitting him with the left. The referee took another bump, Hebner. Flair uses the ropes to pin Piper for the 1, 2, 3. And now Piper's attacking Flair. A cheap way to win, but Flair is the dirtiest player in the game, and now Piper's following him outside the ring, and both men are going into Madison Square Garden, into the railings. It doesn't matter who won. Piper's all over him, grabbing the chair. Now he's going to take Flair to the woodshed. Heenan's not doing anything. Now Flair hits Hebner with the chair. It's a weak chair shot. I give you the good, the bad, and the ugly. And now Piper's taking out Flair with the chair. Who else is up there at ringside? Some of the agents. Officials everywhere. Pat Patterson up there. Piper hits Flair again. It's pandemonium, as Gorilla said. It's breaking down. Piper beating Flair like a rented mule as the Brain just stands there. He did nothing. All right, fans. What a match, Madison Square Garden, 1991. Retro review with the GOC. Piper and Flair. Don't go anywhere. I'm coming back here for the retro review. Live to tape. Don't you dare miss it. I'm going to get a second cup of coffee. Here's the bagpipes.